It's Romie here. So this is the recap for Big Brother 18, episode 4. And the episode starts off where it left off, which was where they officially nominated. They're at this whole bypass of Paul is also nominated along with Jozea and Paulie. Now, everyone's trying to go and pretend like, oh my gosh, they didn't know. And when I say everyone, I mean 8-Pack. 8-Pack is doing a great job pretending like they have no idea what's going on. And they just feel so bad. They feel so sorry. They don't like Paulie. They don't like Paul. And they don't like Jozea. Because Josea's still thinking to himself, you know, regardless of the numbers, I still got it. Jozea is completely convinced that the person who had the whole, of course, the extra vote, the third vote for the, what was it, roadkill? The BB roadkill is Michelle. He's like, you know, I'm a great judge of character, so I could tell she was looking away, and so it must have been her. It must have been her. We have Frank come in, and Frank is hysterical. He is laughing in his confessionals because he's thinking to himself, wait a minute, it's me. How did they come up with Michelle? Look, she's not in our group, so it's not like it really matters. And Nicole does what she needs to do right now, which is go and build up her credibility. They came into the house not liking her, so she needs to go and do some counter programming. She needs to make sure that they understand that Paul understands that she didn't have much of a choice. She needed to put someone, like, you know, just make up whatever she possibly could. And again, now we have some of the veterans, well, some of 8-Pack, along with Jozea and Paulie and Paul, and he's just talking, and he really thinks, he's convinced, absolutely convinced that he thinks that it's Michelle. He's like, damn, you know, it's all guys up. Why would it be all guys up unless a girl did? And who else could do it except for Michelle? Everyone is looking at him like, what the hell's wrong with this dude? And again, he still thinks he's the Messiah. He still thinks that he's in charge. He's the great man, big man on campus. Devon, because she doesn't like being called Mama Day, so we're going to call her Devon. Devon just has this look of, whatever you say, baby, whatever you say. And Paul feels a little insecure because he notices that Bridget is getting close with Paulie. And he's like, wait a minute, the votes are supposed to be secured. So he's talking with Victor and wondering, why would Bridget talk to Paulie? I'm thinking, Bridget, this is why your ass got put up. You didn't realize it, but you thought your whole nice, cute demeanor, that was going to be enough. But no, you need to watch your back. Watch your back. And I'm not kidding. I don't know how I feel about Bronte. I don't know what I feel about how I feel about her. No, it's not the voice. I don't care about that. It's just something else about her. She irritates the hell out of me. Maybe it's the side that she thinks that she's on. Maybe it's because she thinks she's on the winning side. Natalie is borderline. See, Natalie is borderline a floater, and no one realizes it yet. Natalie, Bronte, and also, what's her name, Bridget, they're part of, was it Spy Girls or Girl Spy? Or the Spies? And their goal is to go and infiltrate. They need to go and make sure, well, first off, they have a huge crush on Paulie, but that's pretty much irrelevant. Now we get to the meeting to pick the veto competition. We already have Nicole who has to play. We have Jozea who has to play. And we also have Paul. And, damn, there's so many people. Paul and Paulie. Now, there's 2 more people that get picked. And they changed it this year. This year, the nominees, if the nominees who are already up, names get chosen, they get to go and choose whoever they want to play alongside them. Now, you know what ended up happening? Devon and Corey. Because Nicole picked her own name, which meant that she got to choose. Meaning, you can't make this stuff up. That now it's Devon, Corey, and Nicole against Jozea and Paul and Paulie. And the whole goal is to make sure that Jozea stays up there. So we're thinking to ourselves, there's absolutely no way that Jozea is gonna win. That it's all set, signed, sealed, delivered. And Frank is having like a borderline victory lap with James because of the fact that, you know, it's about time that I almost called them the originals. That's what I'm going to call them. They call themselves the veterans. I'm going to call them the originals. The originals are back in power. Their plan is going on without a hitch. Jose is in a fog. He's still thinking that everything is good regardless, which makes absolutely no sense. But Frank is smart. Frank is kind of doing what Derek did, where he's trying to make good with everyone, where he's trying to make and Devon called it last episode, where she realized his whole idea is, let them come to me. Let them say everything that they want to say. Come on, just rest your shoulder on daddy. Or a big bro, little bro, whatever. Whatever you need from me at that moment. That's what he's doing. It's a smart strategy, and it's going to work out for him. But because Jose has no idea. And it's just funny because he keeps talking about how he's such a great judge of character. Great judge of character. Devon and Sakaya they're thinking Jose has to go. They don't care about Paul. Everything is going according to plan. They play a little trick on Paul. It was, I guess, entertaining enough for someone. I didn't care. Now, everyone dresses up. Everyone who's playing in the veto competition, they all dress up as dogs. And the goal is to stack up these bones, create some type of tower. They have to use, it's 40 bones, and they have to stack all of it up. They get a max of 45 seconds. 15 spins equals 45 seconds of them being able to go and stack up these bones. Now, of course, if the timer runs out, don't let the timer run out. So, what their goal is to go and stack it up in a certain amount of time. And of course, you have Nicole, who is just so dizzy from spinning around 15 times that she's pretty much done. That's irrelevant. Sorry to say. Paulie had a slow and steady process. Paul had a borderline caveman, let me just squeeze everything together and hopefully they'll fit mentality. Devon, she was pretty elegant. She was good with her thought process. Corey was just knocking his stuff down. He was a mess because Corey is 6'5", and as soon as you're tall, you have to remember your equilibrium is always going to be it's going to be off and worse the taller you are. So he's going through it right now. Jose was saying how, of course, since he's a dancer, he knows how to make sure not to get dizzy while spinning. Smart concept, except for the fact that Jose wanted to create a heart with his bones. I'm like, you're trying to win. Why are you guys taking so long? Even though I don't like Paul, Paul had the right idea. You need to go and stack everything up. And they stack everything up and do it as quickly as possible. You don't want them to fall? They didn't say that your stuff had to go and be on top. They just said it had to be within. That's what Paul did. Paul made sure that he just squeezed everything in between the columns. In between the columns. And that's how he won. Paulie was close to winning, but Paulie was going too slow. And so Paul, of course, is ecstatic. Jose is ecstatic for him. And you have a couple of Paul's minions that are also, Victor's happy. Everyone else just has this look of, God, this mother effer just won. But they're thinking, wait, but it doesn't really matter because Jose is still up. As long as he stays up, then we're good. And Bridget feels a little nervous, which is smart because she's just like, I just don't know. I just have this feeling. I'm not sure. We know that Nicole and Corey, there's going to be some type of love interest. It's only a matter of time. Only a matter of time. And yeah, that's the thing. I wonder how long that showmance is going to take to really fester. How long it's going to take to really fester. Now, there's an interesting scene because we have Tiffany go and finally unveil the fact to Paul that her sister is Vanessa Russo. And so, of course, it was like cool because they're both siblings. And we were just waiting for this to happen. For the siblings to the ex-siblings to unite and work together. The thing is, if you actually watch the live feeds, which I don't watch the live feeds, but I get updates on them, Tiffany is no better than her sister when it comes to being irrational, overly emotional. So into her getting the axe. And again, Frank has another conversation with Jozea, and it's just like, well, you know, we have the numbers. It's not an issue. Of course, Frank's saying how he's just going to vote with the House. Damn straight he's going to vote with the House, because the House isn't voting for Jozea. And it's not like it even matters, because this is pre-jury people that are going out. Now, again, you have to remember that they do get sequestered. So it's possible that they could be brought back. You know, Jozea, he's irritating on the post-production shows, but on the live stuff, he, aside from the stuff that he's saying, he seems pretty mellow. So I'm wondering, like, gosh, would he be playing differently if he got another chance to come back in the House? Like, I really cared though. So there's a group meeting, and they want Devon and Zakaya to come downstairs for the group meeting, but, you know, discreetly get her so that the other people in the HOH room aren't involved. I'll wait. Exactly. Makes absolutely no sense. What is Jozea thinking? What is he doing? James was like, look, I'm going right in there. And we have, of course, the girl spies, whatever you want to call them. They decide to send up Bridget. Bridget's going to go and spy for them. So she's not going to attend the House meeting downstairs, because she's going to see what the people are saying upstairs. And the stupidity of it all. I mean, these newbies are so dumb. They're just too honest. Like, I know I'm too honest, but in that house, I would shut up. That's what you have to do. You have to shut up and let other people talk so that you don't have diarrhea of the mouth. And Devon's just like, Zakai's just like, James is just like, this is great. Because they just admitted the fact that Bridget went upstairs to go and spy on them. Because they weren't smart enough to come up with a plan as to where's Bridget and why isn't she here. Instead, it's like, no, you're going to go and say, well, she's spying for us. It's like, wait a minute, but if she's spying for you guys set it up. They aren't thinking. Thankfully, the people upstairs don't trust her at all. They're just like, oh, good for you, because Bridget said she didn't want to be a part of that. You know, it's just like, oh, that's so nice. Paulie's irritated because the House meeting, of course, was a power play by Jozea, trying to get the House to think that everyone's rallying behind him, even though almost no one is in reality. And Jozea, again, he's trying to say, you know, there's a plan, there's a structure. That's what he was telling to Paulie the whole time. Paulie's trying to tell him, I'm not stupid. You're not going to play me. I'm from the East Coast. You're not going to play us. How could you possibly think for a moment that you could go and hash this plan and then try to convince me that no, you weren't plotting against me, even though we're both up and you're saying how you're the Messiah, that everyone's under your thumb, that you're in complete control. You just don't make sense. You don't make sense. So you can't make dollars. Anyway, after all of that, and Paulie pretty much not told him off, but it was like, dude, how stupid do you think I am, type of thing. We have Paul. He has to go and decide what is he going to do with his power veto. Of course, he goes and uses it on himself. Smart move. And the BB Roadkill decides to choose Bridget. You know, Miss Little Spy Girl herself from Totally Spies or Recess. I can't believe they said Bridget looks like Spinnerella. That's so wrong. Bridget's cute. I don't understand. They doing a little bit too much. They have too much time in their hands. But, so Bridget is officially up there. And now it'll be Bridget, Paulie, or Jozea. We know who's going home. So we just need to make sure that Paulie stays quiet and doesn't piss anyone off. That Bridget doesn't have to really do much, because I don't think they'd really care if she was like the second person to go out after. Well, actually, that's not true. The ideal would to make sure to get someone like Paulie out and Victor. That way, everyone else, I feel like they wouldn't do a whole lot to try and poison the jury. Honestly, if you get those people out, then you could have a pretty sane jury. yeah, so that was it. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. We already know tomorrow. Come back tomorrow, but we already know that Jozea is going out. So it's all a matter of who are they going to turn on next.